Welcome to episode 5. Oh my goodness! Well, what's going on, everyone? It's Sam here from SG Angling. Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a little bit of a different episode because I don't have my boat with me today. I'm going to be hiking. Very similar to how we did in the first season. I did an episode of me hiking and fishing. So going to do that same hike, but maybe go a little bit farther. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. We're at the trailhead right now. And we're going to start hiking along the rushing river. See if we can catch some muskies today. Stay tuned. Well, I'm about 5 minutes into my hike here. One of the things I'm realizing right off the bat is how unbelievably high this grass is around the railroad tracks. So it's kind of making hiking here quite difficult. Got my tripod and my fishing rod in my right hand. Got my drifter net, muskie net in my left hand. There's no cell phone service out here. Very rocky, grassy area. Snakes, bears, all kinds of crazy stuff out here. And to try to get down to the river, we got about a 40-foot drop, maybe 50-foot drop down to the river. I have to kind of surf once I get to the point that I want. So this is where we surf down. I'm going to use my net to kind of brace myself here, but this is, I mean, you're looking at probably a 45-degree angle. So here we go. Got some good hiking boots on here with some good grips. Good thing I was a snowboarder here. Woo. Take a shortcut down into here. Whew. Gotta watch out for your rod tip, that it doesn't get caught on tree branches. Very good to be wearing pants here, because I think my legs would be quite torn up if I was only wearing shorts. All right, we have gotten to the area that we want. And man, is it beautiful here. Oh, so beautiful. This rock is going to be a little bit crazy to traverse here. I got to leap up onto here. All right. Let's get set up. I think if I leap over onto this rock here, over the water, I'll be able to put my tripod here. Okay. All right, let's set up the tripod. There we go. All right, I just brought a few lures. Of course, one of them is CatchingMuskie.com's single girl. Make sure the drag is set right. It is. I'm going to extend the net in case we need it. Let's make it happen. Oh my goodness! Oh yeah. Muskie #1 in the bag on the second cast in an eddy. In an eddy. And this is a decent fish too. Wow, that's a heck of a start to the day. There she is. Real nice fish. Yeah, nice mid-30s. Beautiful. Always wanted to get in the water with a fish. Well, I've heard that this area down in here is a very good muskie fishery, and the reason why I'm fishing here is because really the falls is about a mile that way. This whole area here is behind me really long slack water pools, really not all that deep. That fish hit in about 3 feet of water, but it was an eddy, and I'll show you that eddy right over in this area here. You can see how it's slack water. All the main current is going through the middle of the river for whatever little current there is here, and man, that fish absolutely destroyed the @CatchingMuskie.com single-bladed bucktail #8 Magnum, Colorado. Such a beautiful bait. It's done so well for me this year, and what a hard-fighting fish, man. These naturally reproducing river fish are pretty awesome and pretty fun. So, a little bit of a difficult job netting him and landing him, but we got him in the net, and that's fish #1 only on cast #2. Well, I caught that fish right over into this area right here, but I'm gonna actually go just a bit farther, and you can kind of see there's a pool in there with some other slack water, and it looks kind of deep. So I'm gonna head over that way and see if I can find a good place to set up, take a few casts over there. All right, it is lunchtime here. The cicadas are out. Definitely at least 80 degrees. Having some pizza. And gonna head down a little bit farther in a little bit. We travel light and we travel on. You know, one of the really cool things about this river, other than the fact that it's super scenic, is the fact that there's just so many boulders and rocks, which really are great ambush areas for muskies. They create slack water eddies. Muskies can use them as ambush opportunities, and it causes current breaks. But you know, the other cool thing about this body of water is that where we're fishing, most of the muskies are stocked, but not in this section. They're all naturally reproducing, which is super fun. So we get to see fish that are, you know, ambushing in and near the rocks. There's obviously some sand, which you can kind of see in the water here too. And it's just a really cool layout. You know, small river. It's only 4 feet right now. It can get 12 feet during the rainy season, but just so scenic. You can't hear any noises other than birds and the rushing of the water. So this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Such a cool hike and fish experience. And yeah, we're gonna see here after our lunch break now if we can move a couple more muskies before the day ends. See you in a bit. Look at this area here. There's boulders. Then there's a kind of a neck down area where all the water goes in. So it is remote out here. I don't have a touch of service. And I haven't seen or heard anybody for a while. You know, one of the really cool things about the water being low, and this is the lowest I've ever seen it at 4 feet, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cast to the other side and use that eddy, then bring it into the current and then bring it into this eddy. So I can cast across it because you're only looking at about 50 yards here. So you can see a little crevice right over into there, and there's a slight breeze, so I might cast a little bit to the left of where I want to go, but I can just take this up and fire it. Look at this, right into that crevice. Banked it off the rock. Whew. Well, I should do this for a living. So I work it through that eddy. Now it hits the current and it's going downriver. Now I bring it back upstream a little bit through this eddy, but that's okay because a lot of these eddies are so good that they actually have water moving the opposite direction upstream. And that completes with the figure 8 a really good quality cast. Interesting, we have an inlet. All right, we have a new area here. Look at this inlet. There's a bridge over there and it's all this water is coming through the inlet and right out into here. Look at how far it drops off. I mean, that's at least 7 to 8 feet. There's a little bit of cloudy water coming out of here. I like the spot. It just depends on whether the fish are feeding or not. Look at that muskie. Oh, dude. That was a nice fish. Well, I'll tell you what I'm using here. And this is a super shad wrap. It's got that kind of blue with the scales on it. And of course, with a lot of my lures, I add a little Mr. Twister on the end of it. That muskie seemed to like it when it was moving a little slower. I sped it up and he didn't love that. Really lethargic fish, and that's what happens when the sun gets real high in the sky and it gets hot out. Sometimes these fish really hunker down, and so that's why I actually switched to this, to get down a little deeper, you know, 4 or 5 feet. see if maybe I can get in the face of the muskies. And when I let it pause, that's when he really rose and came up to it. It was a really kind of cool encounter. So, well, apparently my daughter is sick. She's come down with some sort of bug. So I'm just gonna go to one more spot down here where I see slack water. The fish seem lethargic anyway. I don't think they're gonna turn on until later on. And I can't stay out that late. So we're gonna make this a half-day episode. One more spot, we're gonna call it a day. All right, so here we are back where we started about 5 or 6 hours ago or so. Really not a bad day. Caught a fish and saw a really nice one. And that's never a bad thing for half a day of fishing. But I've walked about 3.5 miles or so in 85-degree heat, so I'm ready to go home. But if you can, please do make sure to like the video and comment. Also go to Instagram, SG_angling, follow me there, and also on Facebook, SG Angling. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Northern Minnesota, the land of 10,000 lakes, in search of the fish of 10,000 casts. This is the Muskie Battle 2021.
Oh, dude. That's a nice fish. That's gonna eat him.
Got it. Got it. Oh, gosh. Holy crap. Oh, fall. Big girl. Oh, yeah, dude.